Party, and the party has launched its bid to expel rebel members with the formation of a disciplinary committee. We have the Secretary General here today. The committee is expected to give the rebels 14 days to show cause why they should not be expelled for defecting to the Jubilee Party. Meanwhile, ODM has formally invited applications for the party ticket in the 2017 poll. Let's have that story.
The 5-member disciplinary committee will be chaired by lawyer Haron Dubi, Wiper tasking the team to summon its errant members to seal their fate within 2 weeks. Wiper are concerned with their continued presence and defiance to the party despite violation of Section 14, subsection 5 of the Political Parties Act. The Act prohibits members of a political party from participation in the formation of another party, joins the formation of another party, publicly advocates for the formation of another party, or promotes the ideologies of another party. On target by the disciplinary team includes Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua, who has registered the Maendeleo Chap movement as a party, Mwingi Central MP Joe Mutambo, and Mooni MP Kisoi Munyao, among others.
We are hopeful that in the next 2 weeks we shall have been able to conclude this process.
The party out to clean up its register from defectors days after ODM struck out 10 of its members from its register. Wiper Party is also planning to recoup 30 million shillings from defaulters in remitting their membership dues.
Non-payment of party subscription either means two things. One, you are no longer ascribing to the membership or to the values and vision of that party. Or secondly, you are just in direct sabotage of the party.
Taking cue from the Orange Party, Wiper set in motion a process to crack the whip on errant members, claiming they are clogging the party register. The party maintaining that party loyalty is cardinal for the growth and stability of political parties. This is the Orange Party opened the registration of aspirants seeking elective positions on its ticket. The month-long process that begins on the 2nd of November runs till end month. Among the requirements, presidential candidates will need to pay 1 million shillings to the party, whole life membership certificate, and a degree certificate from a credible university in Kenya. Gubernatorial aspirants will be required to pay 500,000 shillings, while parliamentary aspirants will
and we shall stagger.
ODM hoping to conduct a free and fair nomination process, an exercise that has been its weakest link.
Yes, that story about the happenings in the Wiper and ODM party is a point of discussion now. And we have the Secretary General of the Wiper Party, and a direct question to you. Are you genuinely hoping to hold by-elections once this posts are declared vacant, or are you just hoping to punish the errant members?
You know, once they are punished, there will be a by-election. What we have decided as a coalition is that we are ready for a mini poll. We want the decorum and decency to add, you know, to the spirit and letter of the Constitution and to strengthen our democratic, you know, discourse in Kenya. So all we're asking is just, we handed them over to the Wiper leadership. The Wiper leader handed over everybody who had defected, if you recall, on the 20th of October to yourselves. So in that handover, then we are now commencing the process. In fact, they could simplify this process on both the Wiper Democratic Movement and the Orient Democratic Movement, and even in Fort Kenya, by all of them saying, submitting back our jerseys and calling for a mini poll. We are ready for a mini poll at any time, possibly January or February. We are ready. So what we are trying to tell Jubilee is that you cannot go on a strategy of you know, trying to scuttle democracy and oversight. The whole spirit of the Political Parties Act was to forestall possible weakening of the opposition. It serves not only the current context, it serves the future context of Kenyan politics. President Uhuru Kenyatta is on record having issues with Kibaki pushing people from Kanu and appointing the ministers without consultations with him and without a framework of a coalition instrument. So you can then now not preach water and drink wine. So I think for us, what we are saying is hand back our jerseys. We are willing to hand you over to Jubilee, but go and seek fresh capital. So ODM commenced the process, and we feel we had hoped that maybe the Wiper ones can may also think through and have to hand over and say, listen, let's go and face seek our mandate afresh. So for us as a coalition, it is clear we are ready and willing for a mini poll
but
any day.
9 months to the election date, of course, you can't have any mini poll. 90 days to the election. Of course, even the Speaker of the National Assembly has to declare the seats vacant.
Look, if these guys,
realistically, there will be time for that.
If these people are honorable enough that they do not want to have their cake and eat it, if they are honorable enough, and they say, listen, we think Wiper is unpopular, ODM is unpopular, Ford Kenya is unpopular, these guys can keep their party, you know, we have changed direction and we are strong. That's honorable. And therefore here is your party. We have handed over our resignations to your party and to Parliament.
But we've seen in ODM they're already challenging the process and saying they're going to appeal that decision to expel them from the party.
That is the kind of dishonesty and mediocrity. We know that they are going to try. We know that they are going to try and appeal the decision. We'll be at least another couple of weeks before ODM gives them a verdict of the appeal, probably to uphold or rescind the decision. Then if that happens, they will now go to the Political Parties Tribunal. It will not be until February when the Political Parties Tribunal, for instance, can give them an outcome. When they go to the Political Parties Tribunal, even if the Political Parties Tribunal upholds the decision of the political parties, then they will go to court and ask for a stay of execution. It will be until May.
And you anticipate all this?
We anticipate, but we realize how they will try to use the system to defeat that process. But we are asking them as a matter of honorability. You know, we know that you're going to use the system to defeat the system, so we are asking you to honorably hand over. And you see what happens is we anticipate. It's not that we are doing this out of foolishness. We are doing this because there is a legal obligation and a constitutional obligation. There is something that must be done, and we must streamline and strengthen our party intra-party democracy.
Another exercise in political futility?
No, I don't think so. First, I think because they are adhering to the law, it must be written in the legal history, in the political history of this country that this did happen. Second, I agree that there's pure mischief here, tragic political mischief on the part of these people who say they have left their party. They want to have their cake and eat it at the same time. I also know that Jubilee, particularly having tested the waters recently in Kisii, Kajiado, and in Turkana, they will be a little reluctant to have that test being conducted just now. But whichever way, you know, the law says that elected members of parliament remain MPs until at the next election. So in the long run, they are going to have to do the needful. I don't see them doing the last 3 months because they will time appropriately. And just before we get to where the law says that within this period you must have been a member of the party on whose ticket you seek to run, or you need to have been an independent citizen, they are going to have to vacate that space.
Yes, because of time, we have to wrap up our news review this morning, but an opportunity for you to give your final words, including on this particular matter of Wiper expelling its rebel members. Start with you, Bwana Wamatangi.
Yes, sure. First, let's clear on this question of Jubilee tested the waters in Kisii and Kajiado. Jubilee did not test the waters. Actually, those were code positions.
But you went there very confident.
There were code, MCAs who were trying to capture the back their seats. Fortunately, we managed to get 1 out of the 4, and that is good showing, because when we're going to the election, we'll get more. But having said that, what I would want to say is, one, on this question of expulsion, you see, in spite of what the Act on political parties say, the Constitution has found it necessary to protect personal freedoms, including the freedom of expression and association in the Constitution. And the reason that the Constitution has sought specifically to do this is that people, individuals, including members of parliament, do not become prisoners in their conscience and exercise of democracy to political parties and other associations like those ones. So, and you asked a very fundamental question. I will tell you my own version. You were asking earlier in our previous topic, why are we seeing this play on an act of futility where this is being replayed in Parliament about the NYS and so on. You see, CORD has a clear political narrative. What they are trying to do in expelling members of their own political parties from WIPA and ODM did it the other day is the worst form of abuse of the democratic right and freedom of individuals. That what KANU did those days, you remember the days of expulsion and suspension, that so-and-so has been suspended from this party, so-and-so can no longer run on this party. It was DCs and PCs that time who are being given the directives on how to conduct and how to make sure people have laws. Now this time, it has been given to the Secretary Generals, like my colleague here and others, that this is how we deal with these people, because they have expressed a futuristic intention. Remember, when those people were in Kasarani, what they said that we intend to be working with Jubilee in the future. Now, just by that expression that they're saying that we would want to widen our democratic exercise and we think we can go elsewhere, that is why they're being expelled. Yes. So this is a strategy. The reason why these stories, you see, is being raised first is to divert attention of the people so that they can have a free space to mull democracy. Okay. To do what would raise serious issues.
Senator,
the law was contemplated both in terms of the constitution and the law to cure a situation that existed in Kenya, where after the 1992 elections, literally everybody was poached into the ruling party KANU, and therefore weakened the opposition. So the spirit here is to strengthen democracy through strengthening opposition politics and through strengthening institutions that oversight government. So the whole idea here is not to weaken democracy, in fact it is to expand it. So we are saying we are happy with your decision. We have handed you over to Jubilee. All we are asking you to do is to do the honorable thing and use democracy again to allow your people to give you fresh mandate, to exercise your newfound, love for the Jubilee coalition. So in fact, to the contrary, it is Jubilee that is stifling democracy, because when you weaken the opposition, you are weakening what is it called, institutions of oversight. Okay. So to the contrary, it is the law is born in spirit and letter on past experiences of this country and what other people would do in those types of situations. Other countries do the same.
Thank you, Senator. Finally, Barak.
If you say that at the next election and you are leaving your party, the next election is actually supposed to be a by-election, which is facilitated by the fact that you have left your party. And it's also not true that you can expel somebody who has already stood before the public and declared that they have left. There's nothing to expel because that person has already left. The laws of physics indicate that that is how it behaves. Yes. And I'd like to hail the senator here. He's actually quite good and almost convincing in doublespeak when he talks about this thing of expelling people who have already ejected. You know, when this mark is removed from here and is put down, there's no way I can shift it again because it is no longer there.
Okay. Thank you, Barak Muluka, political analyst, for your analysis this morning. Of course, the senators are... They have nothing
Barak Muluka is more viewed to be on your side than our side.
Thank you, Senator.
So everybody thinks Barak Muluka